what SWIFTtrip is all about. Be excited that you are part of the people that are starting this project at the foundational stage.
It's time to pay your customers. Introduction and through the PYC of SWIFTtrip, and I would take us through thank you so much. And I'll be taking us through the introductory part of SWIFTtrip. So it's a great thing being here, and we say thank you so much. So please share the invite link. Share. Share. That's one of the way. SWIFTtrip is going viral. Yeah. It might surprise you to know that millions of persons have heard about SWIFTtrip already. They are observing. So, as them they doubt, we they bounce. So ensure that you are not among the doubters. You are among the pioneers of this new digital revolution, the PYC. When this is done, you would see innovations built upon this. So continue to share the invite link and have the people say thank you to you. If today is your first time, I assure you, the only thing you will be able to do at the end of this meeting is to go back to the person and say, thank you for bringing me into this light. So, if you're joining for the first time, go ahead and share the invite link. Share the invite link and have your people. Thank you so much. I believe every one of us can hear me, and the network is not disrupting. All right, just a little network challenge, but I think it will be solved. Okay. All right. So, Pastor Bonenbush, over to you. Thank you so much, and we're happy to have you. I'm giving you the camera now.
Wow. Good morning, everyone. Wherever you're watching us from, I want to use this opportunity to welcome you once again to this awesome moment. And let me also seize this opportunity to appreciate and celebrate His Excellency, Honorable Richard Nadi, for having me here.
Thank you so much,
It's
sir.
an honor to share a platform like this with a lion. One of the able shareholders of SWIFTtrip, and by privilege of grace, a minister of God. So this morning, we'll be taking us through what SWIFTtrip is and the PYC.
The PYC, yeah.
Okay.
Can do that within 10 minutes, right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much.
All right. So, what is PYC? Let me ask like a question. Let me start like as a question. What is PYC? You know, what is SWIFTtrip? Sorry, SWIFTtrip is a decentralized mobility and commerce service providing business. SWIFTtrip is a Web 3.0 decentralized eco chain system. In other words, SWIFTtrip is a brand new digital transportation business. Company. Okay, so now, in all of these things that I just said, you might find it difficult to understand some words there. Like I said, it's decentralized. When you hear the word decentralized or decentralization of a platform or a system, it then means that this system needs no third party. You, as a subscriber or as part of that system, you are as the CEO of that system. In other words, no one can access your information, any data in that platform, in that particular, let me use the word app now, because what we are building here is an app, transportation app, okay? So now, this is what SWIFTtrip is all about. And when we hear the word SWIFTtrip, what comes first to your mind is that this we have two types of this transportation, majorly the air transportation and the road transportation. That is the aviation and the e-taxi. Okay, so now, having said that, we are going to also look at the things that make us unique. Because if you look at what as a, because SWIFTtrip, what is that we are building four apps that be running in one platform called SWIFTtrip. Okay, and what are these four apps? Number one, the aviation. Platforms now. What are these four platforms? Number one, the aviation, the e-taxi, the e-commerce, and the logistics. So all of these things will be running in one app. That's what we are doing. And if you check all of these four platforms that we are building, you will agree with me that they have been in existence even before so many of us were born. People has been doing transportation business. People have been traveling before we were born. Okay? People has been buying, selling before we were born. People has been moving their goods, their commodity from one location to another before we were born. All of these things has been happening before. So that is to say that what we are building is older than we. It's older than we. But then, what gives us the power and control over what has been before us? That's another thing we're going to be revealing or be discussing here. And another thing is, this thing has been before we started it. We are not the first to initiate it. We are not the first to build these platforms. And what is our confidence when we are coming to tell you to come and be part of what we are building? What is that confidence that we have that we are going to do well and that we are going to outrun, outwit those that have been in that race before us? We are not coming with the spirit of competition. We are not coming to compete with, but rather, believe me, we are coming to lead. We are coming to teach. Okay, somebody will say, what? How? Why is it sounding so bold? Number one, we mentioned the PYC. This is where I would like to talk about the PYC, because this PYC is, the sweetness of this business. That's the sweetness of SWIFTtrip. You see, PYC simply means pay your customer. Pay your customer. Now, we are used to the KYC. I'm sure that everyone watching us live this morning, you must have heard of KYC. And in one way or another, you have experienced KYC in either ways. Just for instance, bank. The other time, I think on Sunday, an alert entered my phone. I'm not supposed to say it, but for emphasis, for us to understand better what we are talking about, an alert of 100,000 entered my phone. But when I open it, do you know the balance I have? 90,980. Okay? 20 naira was already taken. And that 20 naira is the KYC. So what good has this know your customer done to us? It has not done us any good. They have been taken from us. Okay? So, but SWIFTtrip is coming, and SWIFTtrip is saying that this is not how it should be. That we should take care of our customers. Because without these people, this business will fold up. The business will cripple. It will begin to crumble. It takes the customer, until you have this fan base, in other words, customers, the business cannot be, strong. You'll be struggling with it. But when you see people coming to patronize, to take care of what you are doing, it then means that this thing has future. Okay, so now the PYC means pay your customer, and what will be happening here is that when you buy from any of these platforms, you get 2% cashback. Maybe here I will be sharing my screen now to show us how this thing will be happening. Just a moment, please. So now I'm going back. Oh, I think my network. I'm having a network challenge here. Okay. So I'm trying to share my screen now.
I can do the share from here for you.
Okay.
And then you explain to us from the share you see on my screen.
All right, sir. Thank you for that assistance. All right, so going back to, okay, we can see the screen is up now.
Okay. I think you can display it also for the media, from the media as well, to the Facebook followers, so you can follow through on the screen. You would soon get it. It's downloading right here.
So while we wait for that, let me continue with the share my screen.
Can you see it? The screen is up now.
My screen's up, right? We are now. Okay, if you look at your screen, what you have there is what I have here. So let's work together and get this right. Okay, so I'm working with the e-taxi first. Okay. Thank you so much, sir. So the e-taxi. Now, here we have two major characters. I want to use the word characters because it takes these two. Until these two meet, until these two come together, nobody ends. Okay? So number one, the passenger, and the second person is the driver. The passenger here is regarded as the profit generator, and the driver the service provider. Remember, SWIFTtrip as a system is not the service provider but platform provider. Okay, so now we look at from the passenger's side. This passenger met this driver. Now this driver took the passenger to his or her location, and at the end of that trip, look at what happened. The passenger paid for that trip. Don't forget that the trip, the amount that this passenger will pay is measured by distance covered, by kilometers covered. So now, whatever amount that the passenger paid for this service is considered 100%. You know why? Because he or she paid what the system gave as the result of the movement. So now, when this money is paid, what happened? The driver, the service provider, receives 80%. He takes 80% from that 100%. And somebody will begin to wonder, why will the driver take the whole lion's share of this profit generated? Number one, because he owns the car. Number two, because he services the car. Number three, he is the one that fuels the car, and every other thing, he takes care of it. There would never be a time any of our drivers will come back to the company to say, I don't have money for fueling to fuel the car, or the car broke down, I need money to fix it. Such can never happen because they are being taken care of. Okay, from these 80%, all of these things are well taken care of. So now we are left with what? 20%. Now remember, I said that SWIFTtrip is not the service provider, but the platform provider. As a platform provider, the company reserves 10% from this money that was generated. Okay, what is that 10% for? Somebody might begin to think that maybe that this 10% is for the CEO or for his workers. No, this 10% is for global expansion. Okay, it's for global expansion. So what that simply means is that when the time comes, the company will never come to the shareholders to solicit for financial help or to seek for financial assistance from her shareholders. So this money here, this 10% here, takes care of everything we need to do, both in locally and in international levels. Okay, so now, having said that, let's look at this, the stakeholders and the node holder side. We have the stakeholders and the node holders. So by the time His Excellency comes in, he will tell us more about this. So now, these are two categories of shareholders we have in SWIFTtrip: the stakeholders and the node holders. Now, the stakeholders takes 2% of this. Now, why is it that the node holders, the people that came in with lower amount of money, are taking higher here? Because they have more number. We have more number of node holders in the system, in the company, than the stakeholders. Okay, so now the 2% goes to the stakeholders and 3% to the node holders. This 2% meeting the 3% is 5%, meeting the 80% taken by the driver. That is 85%, meeting the 10% reserved by the company. That is 95%. We are left with what? 5%. Now, move with me. Let's go to the customer passenger referral side and the customer drivers referral side. Now, you see that there are people. These people did not just come into the system, okay? Someone referred them. Someone told them about the system. Someone shared their link with them. So, through this, the driver got registered, joined the system. Through this, these other customers came to do business with us. Now, what happened? You that shared the link with these people, the person that shared his or her link to the driver, to the customer that are coming to do this business, coming to patronize us, receives 1% anytime patronage is done in any of these platforms. Okay, so the second, which is in a second level referral, takes what? 0.3%. The third and the fourth takes 0.1%. When you sum it up, it will give you 1.5%. Okay, the same thing happens to the customers drivers referral side. You can see the first person here takes 1%, the second 0.3%, the third and the fourth. These are indirect referral levels. Now they take 0.1%. When you sum it up, it will also give you 1.5%. 1.5% from the customer drivers referral side, with the 1.5% of the customer's referral side, it will give you 3%. That is the total of 98% gone. We are left with how much now? 2%. This is very interesting. Please, I want you to look up here now, because here, this particular figure that I'm about to show you defines the PYC. This is the PYC we are talking about, the 2% cashback. Okay, so now if you look at the same direction, the same movement of that 100%, which appear to be green because it's complete. That's the only figure here that is complete. Okay, so now you see another arrow returning to the same passenger that made that payment. What is that? This now is bringing back to the customer, the one that made use of this platform, this one is now doing what? Is bringing back 2%. You can see the 2% now. Is bringing back 2% to this passenger. And what is that 2%? That 2% you see there is the PYC, pay your customer. This is the 2% cashback that the system promised to give back to her customer. You see, as I'm talking about this, I'm smiling because I know what this is going to do to many lives. A lot of people will be smiling the way I'm doing now in a very short period. So now, this is on the e-taxi platform. The same thing is applicable to the e-commerce. That is our the platform where you can buy and sell. The same thing is applicable. The same thing is applicable to the logistics. The same thing is applicable to the aviation platform. All of these things, you get 2% cash back anytime you make use of our services. Thank you so much. I remember Bishop Ibe. And now I want to hand over to His Excellency Honorable Richard Nadi to continue.
Thank you so much, Pastor Bush.
Thank you so much.
We appreciate you so very much for all you've done for us today. Thank you, and God bless you. All right, so I'll be taking you through what the owners of SWIFTtrip stands to benefit. So you've heard from Pastor Bush today, giving you a very good analysis on how that the customers of SWIFTtrip benefits from this. So you are joining us today for the first time. You've understood that SWIFTtrip is coming into existence to own an airport. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. To own an airport, to own an e-taxi platform, to own an e-commerce platform, to own a logistic business.
Wow.
All on the blockchain. And you will go out there to discuss with somebody about this, bringing the person into something that will transform his or her life. And they are sitting you down to show you why it cannot work. And you would want to sit to hear an opinion of a pessimistic person. The CEO of SWIFTtrip says, you don't need that. Don't find yourself arguing with anybody. Your responsibility is to show to them when they have seen it, and then they want to by themselves unsee it. Leave them. You can't help them. Is somebody with me?
Yes, sir.
So for you to be able to go out there and select the kind of mind that we are looking for, ask the person, are you ready to be an owner of an airport?
Wow.
Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So when you ask a person that, the person would say, that's what I've been looking for. Or the person would say, I beg you, leave those people. So you know the kind of persons you're looking for. Those that will say, this is what I have been looking for. So now I'm taking you to my calculator right here. Okay, so I'll do it this way for you. Just a minute. Great. So we're going straight now to how owners of SWIFTtrip benefits from this. How are you going to benefit from this massive innovation? And I'll be giving you a per trip analysis. A per trip analysis. Then from there we proceed to years from now. If you have access to the presentation slide, you don't have access to it, go to the Telegram channel, click on the 9.5K subscribers. You would go to the files. You would see SWIFTtrip Seminar Slide version 5. Download it. So if you're watching us on Facebook, on YouTube, what you simply do with the link provided on the comment section to get access to the Telegram channel, please click on that link, go to the Telegram channel, and then download this resourceful information for yourself and consume all that this same guide gives to you. Okay, so right now, if you can see my screen, let me share this calculator with you. I believe it can be seen. I'm monitoring it from over here as well to ensure you get it. Okay. Now let's look at A trip in the United States costs how much? Maybe let's use $5. $5. Okay, just 1 minute. $5. And you as an owner of SWIFTtrip, I think Pastor Bonnie Bush, did you give access to did you touch the subscription level?
Not yet.
Okay, not yet.
Yes, sir.
All right, so let me help you on that. You who's joined us for the first time. We have 8 levels in SWIFTtrip because what I want to say now has to do with the levels. So if I don't explain that aspect to you, you'll be confused. What is 0.50125%? Okay, so look at this. If you own the number 1 level in SWIFTtrip, you own the deluxe. That is 128 million. You can see it on my screen, right? Great. 128 million. And that gives you an ownership of SWIFTtrip 0.05% of the business. That's what you earn globally. What do I mean? If a trip is done in Nigeria, you earn 0.05% regardless the amount. If that trip is conducted in China, you earn 0.50 of that, 0.05% of it. This is a global share, and instantly you earn it. We're not telling you that at the end of the day, we'll summarize everything we have done and then pay you. No. This is a smart contract. It's something not to be missed. Come, let's build this massive system together. And then we're building something like this that pays you global. Somebody would have maybe paid the token of 128 million, and he's shouting, go and launch. That 100 will give it to you, go and launch. And then when you go to launch that business with 128 million, what will you be doing next? You will be looking for customers to patronize that business. And that's where you begin to look for money to do campaign for people to know that you are in market. And before you know what's happening, if care is not taken, all of those investments will go down the drain. Why? You launched an app. You didn't launch a minute. Are you talking about the company giving to the owners of this company, the deluxe, the same payment as the node? She said, yes, now, the company should not be biased. Then I asked her, who is biased here? You now that want to earn the same thing, somebody paid 128 million to build a business, and you paid 10,000 naira, then it was 10,000 for the node. So you know, if you hear it for the first time, you should know, don't think it has been 50,500. You pay 10,000, you want to earn the same thing with a person who paid 128 million. Who is biased here, please? And she kept silent. Everyone buy according to what your financial strength can carry. Nothing like say we're biased. This is a decentralized business, a smart contract. Your share is given to you accordingly. If you look at the PYC structure, which Pastor Bonenbush explained for us, he showed you that the company is giving 5% to the owners of the business, 2% to the stakeholders, 3% to the node holders. If you divide this now by 3%, watch this. If I go over here and I divide this by 3%, what would you get? What do you get? That's 2.4 million units of the nodes in that figure. Is somebody with me? 2.4 million units. That's why we say we need 2.4 million node holders. Everybody taking 0.5015% away from that 3 box shares will amount to what? 2.4 million units consumed from the 3 box shares. And what we're doing here, based on the fact that we are actually building a customer base and not money base. One person to one unit. A lady came to my office the other day and she was saying, hey, SWIFTtrip is going far, SWIFTtrip is going far. Many people don't hear him. I said, okay, thank God. What so? How do you really mean? He said, in my office, everybody's talking about it. I said, oh, glory be to God. And then he said, right now, this company, very soon it will get to the hands of men that matters, people of influence, and they will troop in. And the business will launch. Not just trooping in number. He said they will troop in with their money. They will invest huge. I said, madam, are you sure you understand what we're doing here? This is not a business where one person can troop in with his trillions. Maybe you want to go introduce me to a trillionaire. You're wasting your time because this man you're looking at, he would not take 2 units of the deluxe for that trillionaire you are going to introduce me to. Highest he can buy. You have money, 128 million. That's all. If you're doing anything again, it's for your wife or your children. But for you, you can't own more than one. Customer base. The process might be tedious. Follow. Don't be afraid of challenging process. Are you with me? So we are so transparent, so raw, so dogged, and we tell you, if you come into this thing and you are, how do I put this now? As the process continues, you know, say, these 2.4 million people, oh, what's happening? I thought it would be sharp. The CEO said in a blink it would be done. Now I've blinked. It's not, I need my money back. You cannot have it back. Nobody quits. Chuka make us man talk down again. I said, we die here. He said, no, we live here. So I copy his statement. We live here, not quitting. Nobody quits. So if the CEO is not giving you the option to quit, is it me that will quit? Don't be afraid. 2.4. A man asked again and said, I don't know, I think I'm just in the mood of tackling people's funny questions. He asked, what if this thing, as we are going on now with this process, the company said we need 2.4 million people, and we didn't get 2.4 million people, what will happen to people's money? I said, where is the if coming from, sir? What if? I don't understand. What is that if? Where is the if? that we cannot launch, or we cannot see 2.4 million people inside how many billions of people exist in this world? Where is that if coming from? That he said the company failed to get it. If anything, they say failure. Somebody quit. Nothing like failure. Failure does not exist. So if the CEO allow you to quit anytime you want to quit, then you should know that the CEO is ready to quit. This one, you've joined, you don't join. So check it well. If you know you are not the type of patient person, I beg, keep your subscription. This business is for persons who are willing to hear the truth. We give it to you and you follow. To launch an airport, you want me to go and launch it with how much? Is it the note of 50,500? It took Jack Ma 14 years to get the e-commerce app, Alibaba. Do you know why we're even experiencing this speed? It's because we are enjoying technology today. Then I believe that every person who came into that business, he had to visit them one-on-one, talking to them. Nothing like referral system. Today we're over 9,000 persons. How many? Am I having a network stop here? Just a minute. You and I, we have been living that the company is now showing you, or a company is emerging to show you, telling you, you will own an airport, you will own this, you will own that, you will own that. 4 services in one on the blockchain. You are now in an unnecessary hurry. A person will now tell you, I cannot wait 10 years, though. I'm just giving you analysis. I cannot wait 10 years for this company. Please, it's too far. Don't worry. Stay. Don't follow us. Then we set a race. We will carry SWIFTtrip and we are coming to that 10 years. And you are running on that same race. What are you carrying? You will arrive on that 10 years. If 10 years is, we set a date from today. Fix your stopwatch. I fix my stopwatch. 10 years from today. We will arrive on it the same time. The same minute. Nobody hurrying can hurry before me. We all, 10 years from today, we will arrive there the same time. The same seconds. Where are you hurrying to? Check it well and ask yourself that question. Digest this truth. Where are you hurrying to? We came with the airports. We came with the e-taxi business. We came with the e-commerce business. We came with the logistics, and we are ready to take off into another realm. And you came in to say, oh, if I had known, I would have followed. And then you will say, is this still available? We say, yes, available. How much? They told me it's 50,500. Here's the money. We tell you it is 200 million naira. Can you afford it then? We are not wasting time. We are not delaying. We are not playing. We are facing the pain. Face that pain with us. And later, we will play. Congratulations to the able shareholders of SWIFTtrip. Don't relent. Let's make something massive happen. Pastor Bonibush, I can see your screen share. Yeah, I think that's what Stephen took me off. I will have to share my screen again. Okay, but why am I seeing a share here? I don't know. Maybe you can check it later. All right, so now that I've been able to give you some of all these things that just popped into my mind, I now want to take you to how this 0.50125% you see on my screen makes you billions of naira in few years from now. In few years from now, I'll calculate by what? The dollars. Then I will convert it to naira. Because I know a lot of us here are Nigerians. Me, I'm a Nigerian. I can't run away from my naira. So that's why in every meeting, no matter the currency I use, I will still bring it back to naira. It is my greatest desire that more of Nigerians come into this. Forget the past of the skeptical things that you say we have faith. Yes, we might have faith in those business. Why? We were gambling. We wanted it sharp, sharp. They told you will put money, you will get 2 million naira from it, from the 1 million you put tomorrow. You will rush into it and say, I'm an online investor. What did you? I don't understand. You online gambler is what we were, not investors. That wasn't business. We played games, unnecessary games with our money. Enough is enough. If you can checkmate that greed, you will never fall into those useless scams anymore. They tell you, wait for an airport to be built. You say, no, I can't wait. I want it sharp, sharp. Anything where you see for that sharp, sharp business, carry. So, $5 times 0.50 is 125%. Can you see my screen? 125. What do you get here? Sorry, I'm having delay on my calculator here. Yeah, that's my screen. You can see the calculation I'm doing there. Though the figures are small, manage it. 125. Yeah, percent that it gives you. Sorry, why am I getting this calculator delay? Just a minute. It's better now. All right, so going back to that calculator, 0.50125% gives us what? 0.6. Is this 6 or 7 zeros? Yeah, 7 zeros, 625 cents. Imagine. I don't know how many of us will go out to hustle in a day and then we came back home with this kind of money and we're happy. There's no one in this meeting. Even the Ponzi schemes, if they tell you put your money in it and we'll pay you this, you won't agree. Minute. Or is it the man who put in 128 million? 128 million. And the company say, yes, we will pay you 0. What do you see there? 2 zeros. Can you see my screen? Yes. 0. Please, the YouTube follower, just follow my words and you will get what I'm saying, okay? 0.025 cents. We'll be paying you that from 128 million. Is it? Nobody will agree to play such game. When they say put your money here, what are you doing? We are trading this, we are trading that. This one, you are seeing the business. You will book the ride yourself. If you book a ride, you will earn from the company will still pay you as an owner of the business. You go to your app, check your monitor, you see the business that was done and how you earned it. So think about this thing as a system begins to pay you even while you sleep. Do you know why SWIFTtrip we are so happy about this innovation? About the sustainability, the promise and the assurance it gives to us is that you will, how do I put this for you to get? In schemes that do fail, the more people come in, the more the crowd, the closer it is to fade away. The more popularity it gains, the more closer it is to just die off. Why? They are giving some promises they can't handle. In SWIFTtrip, the larger the crowd, the more sustainable, the more enjoyable, the more profitable it becomes. Why? If nobody performs a trip in a day, nobody earns. Are you with me? The company will not pay you a dime. are not promising something that we can't fulfill. In the Ponzi scheme, you see, maybe this man that puts 128 million, even if he agrees to take this 0.025 cents, they will tell him, just check into your app every 24 hours or whatever, we will pay you this money. Or because maybe it's too small, they will say, check it every 1 hour, or every 30 minutes, or every 15 minutes, however they want to boost. You just refresh your page, you see the person will go to refresh, or whatever assignments they give you to do. 15 minutes, you perform it, it drops. The company is working. The company is, I love it. Have you heard about this company? You will invest 128 million and instantly you refresh. They will give you 0.0025. Business. People begin to share it. And then you won't ask yourself, what are they doing to be paying me this money anytime I refresh? They will pay you and pay you and pay you the day that you will refresh, and maybe you want to withdraw your money. They tell you it's updating, it's uploading. That's the day you begin to ask yourself, oh, where was this digits coming from? That's when you know it was not money. It was digits that was refreshing there for you. In SWIFTtrip, business happens, you earn. Business do not happen, nobody earns. This business that will show you per one trip now, if it happens in 10 places per day, you earn according to the 10 trips. If it happens in 1 million places per day, you earn in 1 million places. The larger it becomes, the sweeter it is. And based on the PYC, the large crowd is coming. Every year will be like times 10 of last year. Times 10 is a joke. So what the PYC will do for us? Watch out. It's a joke to what every year, the kind of number that it will be stunning. So if this happens 100 million plagues per day, will the company say, that is too heavy, let us take 50. You know, we are going to launch in other countries, so we'll take 50 million trips and give you 50 million trips earning. The company do not even know what you are getting. As it's dropping, smart contracts, your money will never cross the company's desk. That's one thing you should keep to mind. That's the beauty of the blockchain. And we're having network challenge here. Network is taking me out. I don't know why. Incredible. I'm in another mood today to talk about SWIFTtrip. Don't miss it. If you do, like I do say, you won't forget the name. I don't just say you would regret. You will not forget the name. That one pass regret.